Hey, good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your Talkin Live forecast update here on your July 24th, 2025. Now, before we get going, I do want to thank everybody here for checking out your weather update here, and make sure you are a follower on this page. Make sure you give it a thumbs up here and stay up on the latest changes here across East Tennessee and North Georgia. Well, the weather story continues to be what we're expecting to be coming at us for next week. All indications are that we're going to be setting in for several days of some extreme heat. So you definitely want to get ready for this. And it looks like it's going to be hot. It's going to be very dry. And it's going to be very humid. So we got plenty to get into. So let's go ahead and get into this update for you here as we're looking a live look up at the Chattanooga Zoo. Not looking bad. Some sunshine, some fair weather clouds out there. Couldn't rule out an isolated shower or two for today, but nothing that's going to be too widespread. The better chance of rain is probably going to be for tomorrow, and then it's going to dry out and get very hot as we go through the weekend. Looking over here at Lake Chattooga, North Georgia, also looking at pretty good weather here. Not a bad day to head to the lake. In fact, it really is going to be a great weekend to go to the lake anywhere. I know a lot of kids will be getting ready to go back to school here real soon, and so definitely want to get that one last little fling in. You're definitely going to have to take advantage of that. Now, the extreme weather conditions back to the west. A lot of the heat in the middle of the country is going to kind of get squeezed into the southeast. So we're really going to see a lot of these start to come up big time as we go through the weekend, and especially going into early next week. Going to see the heat advisories could be flirting with some extreme weather heat warnings there. We'll see. But at minimum, we're going to definitely have those heat advisories coming at us for next week. Radar right now looking all clear here for the early afternoon hours. Can't really complain here. Looking pretty good for right now. Again, the better chance for rain is really going to be for tomorrow. If anything pops up today, it'll be very, very spotty at best. I think tomorrow maybe a little bit better chance of seeing a few scattered storms out there. Now, looking out in the tropics, again, we've been watching this little disturbance down here in the northern Gulf. Not really a big factor here. This is going to probably move into Texas and then kind of fizzle itself on out. As you see, a lot of the clouds and a few of the thunderstorms there. Seeing a lot more sunshine here across North Georgia, but a little more cloud cover down here, of course, central Georgia, central Alabama here. Kind of the residuals left over from that old stationary boundary, not to mention the interaction with some of this tropical moisture causing some of the problems there. All right, so let's look at your surface map. Got weak high pressure up here into the Carolinas. Temperatures warming up nicely. A few scattered showers there across central Georgia, central Alabama. Very wet along the Gulf Coast. Definitely not one of the better current conditions out there to go to the beach right now. But I think by the weekend, this will begin to improve. This should be moving far enough away that if you have any plans heading down to the Gulf Coast this week, maybe down Pensacola or Panama City, should be looking at some better conditions there. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our forecast loop here as we're looking at the high-resolution model here. Again, a few scattered showers here possible for tomorrow. Going into Saturday. Saturday's not looking too bad. I think things will be going to dry out. But it looks like for tomorrow afternoon. Today's dry. Tomorrow, we're going to flirt in here with some afternoon showers here. Watch what happens here if you go to the afternoon hours. Watch that time. Here we go. We'll look at kind of a hit and miss of some scattered showers and maybe a rumble of thunder, too, across the area. But the big news story is going to be what we're expecting with this heat dome that's going to be forming across the south here as we go into early next week. So let's go ahead and talk about your forecast maps here as I go ahead and take you through the next 7 days here, and it's going to be just brutally hot. And I don't think if we're going to get a break in this heat, probably not until maybe around the 1st, maybe. All right, so as we go ahead and go ahead through the forecast break, got high pressure settling in here for the weekend. So we got high pressure, limited rain chances. I don't see much of anything. It's one of those situations where it's going to be so doggone hot, you maybe keep like a 20% in there just in case something does pop. But for the most part, by the time we get to Monday, you really start to see this nice big area of high pressure here across the south, this big dome that's going to sit up there. A lot of sinking air with that. So we're going to see things begin to heat up here as we go into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Again, limited rain chances, nothing coming at us here. And going to a Thursday. Now, here, notice by Thursday, here's this front. We got a pretty good high pressure system that's going to be moving this way. Here's that front. So I think by the end of next week, going to Friday and Saturday, we may see another one of those backdoor cold fronts come on down and beat that heat back down. But it probably, again, most of next week's going to be just brutally hot, and just expect temperatures running well above normal. So let's go ahead and take a look at your forecast here for your Friday. Get you almost ready done for the work week. 93.74. That's not too far from normal. Again, about a 40% chance of some scattered showers, thunderstorms. Again, they'll be isolated to scattered. Nothing too bad out there. Elsewhere, looking at your morning lows here for tonight, most everybody here in the 70s, except for some upper 60s up into the mountain areas of western North Carolina and North Georgia. Not looking bad there. Daytime highs tomorrow, not too bad, very similar to today's. Again, a few afternoon showers and thunderstorms, but the heat really is going to come in as we head into this upcoming weekend. Looking elsewhere across the southeast, again, we got higher rain chances here down here along the Gulf Coast from Destin over toward New Orleans and Jackson. Looking at a pair of 97s over there toward Charlotte and Columbia, 96 up in Nashville, 95 in Memphis. All right, here we go with our next 7 days. I wish I had a better forecast here for you. We're really going to start creeping it back up. I think we probably, by Sunday at the latest, we'll probably see some of these heat advisories coming at us. But check out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got a couple 100-degree temperatures there in Chattanooga. Could be higher, maybe 101, 102. We'll see. Could be flirting with it. And then I do bring that temperature down a little bit to 98 degrees as we go into next Thursday as rain chances come up thanks to that frontal system coming in. So again, this is the time if you've got a struggling air conditioning system or if you haven't been doing your preventive maintenance on your systems, as I mentioned yesterday, I want to mention again today, do that. Change the air filters, check your HVACs outside, make sure all the intakes are not being blocked, and try to help your system because when it's hot and humid, they really struggle. You got to think of it, an air conditioning unit as a kind of a breathing machine. If it can't breathe well, it's not going to cool for you. So make sure you take care of that. Okay? Again, appreciate everybody checking us out here on the Talkin Live broadcast channel. Make sure you hit that like button on the Facebook page and stay following here for your up-to-date great commentary and stay up on the latest on the weather as well. All right, that's y'all's update for today. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. You guys have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.